Hey guys, it's RumblFilthskin. Messing around with just some simple bass patches because I wanted to do kind of maybe a beginner style tutorial or to anybody that can learn from it. I might make it into a 1 to 3 part series depending on, I don't know, how much more people want to know. This is just something I threw together in 15 minutes. By far it's not outstanding at all, and it's not really, it's a style that I would love to make, you know, but it's not really the style that if you guys have heard my music, it's not really what I produce. But I might go back. It's more of like my roots. I'll talk about the drum kits, the synths, basically build up, drop, etc., etc. But I think for this I'll just go over a bass patch I made in Massive, and this is what I have so far. Alright, so what I did, yeah, everything's, the synths in here, you hear the choir sound, the voices, and the reggae style, upbeat, that's all Razor. If you guys have never seen it, it's really awesome. I made a few patches in Razor, but just started recently using it again, so I just picked that for any kind of synth because I want something to go along with this bass. Obviously there's not that big of a drop, a build up until this, like there's no not your conventional, you know, drop, but the bass itself, this is it. Oops, sorry. And you notice how it doesn't sound when it starts going all crazy. That's the automation I've only done. There's a little bit of modulation here. It's just basic stuff, you know. I like to hear that solo. Yeah, so that's just the basic Lfos automation I did, and then over here when it gets a little bit bananas, which is not, I know it's not completely perfect, but pay attention here. What I did here was I made a simple, very simple. Sorry, it's over here. A very simple. Sounds like a sawtooth wave bouncing up and down, very harsh. And then I made a crossfade macro here, so I can go this. You could just macro it to any controller and just go right back and forth. So all I did was automated that inside Ableton, and that is right. Oops, let me go here, and that's right here on the crossfader, and that's all the automation. So nothing. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. So let's get into the patch itself. If you guys like this sound, and by no means is it processed. Oh, I also put a sidechain compressor, 2 of them, to route into the kick drum and the bass drum. Sorry, the kick drum and the snare drum. The patch itself, kind of was listening to like a lot of old Dubstep, even though it doesn't sound anything like Dubstep, because there's tons of resampling to go into that kind of sound. But I think it sounds pretty cool. So, in oscillator 1, there's Synharmonic 1, which is something I never really used, but I think it gives a lot of good buzz through it. I'll get to the envelope soon. Wavetable position, around 10 o'clock. Intensity, you can just copy what I'm doing. Bend plus, that's important too. Intensity about 1 o'clock. Second oscillator silver, which I've found very fun to play with. Bend plus -2 as well. Wavetable position about 1 o'clock too. Intensity 1 o'clock. Amp all the way up. I think they're all the way up, yeah. And oscillator 3 is AI, bend minus plus. Wavetable position about 1 o'clock. Intensity all the way down. Amp all the way up. I put ring mod on 1 up to here, about 1 o'clock. I put phase, about same thing, 1, 2 o'clock on oscillator 2, and I put positioning on that wavetable positioning. I forgot what it stood for. Positioning here on 3, gave a bit more depth to it, a little more bounce. Let's talk about the Lfos. Also bandpass filter, cut off to about 10 o'clock, bandwidth to about a little bit, 10:30ish, resonance about, almost 10, 9:30. The Lfo on wavetable position here, just bend it down, same thing with intensity. Just copy what I have here with the Lfo, it's not really necessary to go into, but the thing I did here was I put on the F2 here, because without it, it's kind of dirty, and without the Lfo, it just kind of doesn't sound too full. Even though it's not that full as it is. For effects, I put dimension expander, size down a little bit, just really. I put EQ on, but I didn't EQ anything. Didn't make in voicing, I put 5 in Untitled and mono rotate for glide, and I put the glide of about 1 o'clock. So. And pitch bending up 12 and minus down 12, which I didn't get a chance to really go into pitch bending, but let's try that now, just to be dicks about it, because I love pitch bending in Massive so much. So the only problem is sometimes you'll run into a problem in Massive that I've talked to. I mean, EMT Fractal, I'll link him down below. Sometimes Massive will just reset on its own for some whatever reason. That's the thing with Massive. So I don't know. Let's just see how that sounds. Sorry about that. There we go. I love doing those pitch bends. They're so sexy, I think. And let's try a little higher, even going to the high note. The second one also good, but I like those dips. I do that a lot. But, so yeah. What else did I do in the patch? Oh yeah, the performer part. That's the best part. So, in load curve, all I used was this little arch that goes up to the left, and I did a randomizer and then cleaned it up for the bottom. Because this is what this is all about. When you do... Oops, sorry about that. So all you do is you right click and you assign it to macro, whatever one. I picked one and I just named it X-Fade. And you can also MIDI control macro that, which I haven't done yet, to go between it. And you can also automate it. With the envelope, I had seen this in the patch one of my friends did. If you take this envelope, you can mess with the pitch of it. So I slightly did it. You can hear it on good speakers and headphones with it. You can make a riser out of that, by bending the attack back. I think right here. And I just drag that so it just pitches up when it does that, all the way up to 64. Um, yeah, that's pretty much the patch, and you can obviously change it, copy it. I don't care because I'll be smashing that up, and next time I'll go over a little bit of other basses and resampling and slicing and arranging and all that good stuff, and other filters and good plugins. But yeah, like and subscribe to this video if you want to hear more about it. Sure, I mean, I'll link my music at SoundCloud. I'll link EMC Fractal, a couple other my good friends like Zink's Music, Infrastructure, Rob Z. Those are my people. So hope you guys like my video. See you later.